Hello everyone, welcome to Science and Tech and Environment series with Dr. Vekra. Topic for today's discussion is from Biotechnology cum Environment section. There is a development which could have a long ramifications on introduction of GM crops. So Food Safety and Standard Authority of India has passed an order which makes no GM certificate mandatory from January 1, 2021. So we'll be decoding what this judgment means, what could be the short and long term implications of this order. So first of all, we all know GM refers to genetically modified crops. These are the crops which carry an additional foreign gene, mainly from a different species, to give it some additional advantage. It could be high yield, it could be pest resistance, it could be altering its nutritional quality as well. So overall, the broader objective of any GM crop is to supplement human efforts in producing the best varieties of a given crop. But in a way, they also threaten the local biodiversity, as well as there are some health concerns like allergy. So there is a skeptic opinion against GM crops. Also, since most of the GM crops are developed by the MNCs, there is a risk of monopolization of world food market if you depend or you could say over depend on these crops. So that's what GM debate is all about. In India, the history is quite staggering that it was in 2002 the first ever GM crop BT cotton was approved by GEAC, and since then there have been couple of crops which have been approved, but they have yet to pass the test for commercial plantation. So India happens to just pass the fiber crop. Food crop is still debatable. So coming back to the development, this order which we are discussing with respect to Food Safety Standard Authority of India, it will come into effect from 1st January 2021. So in a way, because organizations are in process of framing the fresh guidelines for GM crops, and there was a lot of ambiguity since lot of crops which were being imported might have a GM origin. So we have sent a clear signal that India is not interested in importing the GM crops from any foreign country. We have seen how Sikkim organic model has been lauded, and there is a tectonic shift towards shifting to organic crops. So in a way, it shows a signal that we are not too inclined to import at the moment the GM crops. So from prelims and mains point of view, there are two organizations which you should know about. The one which has just passed this order, Food Safety Standard Authority of India. It reviews whether particular GM crop which is being introduced or being imported, whether it's having any serious ramifications on health, because we cannot compromise the health of the population just for the higher yield, or you could say some nutritional content. There should be proper field trials, and once it is properly established that yes, this particular crop is safe for consumption, only then this could be approved. Since there are minor concerns regarding allergy, toxicity, and there is no the short period of trials makes it convenient that we have decided to go, or you could say the precautionary principle, that this is not the right time to adopt them, because no stringent scrutiny is being done. So the act which covers such themes in food safety, and you could say Standard Act of 2006. So if the pre-question contains the following acts are related to the testing, or you could say the review of GM crop, this act would be in a way put into picture. The most important is GEAC. It has already been asked in UPSC prelims, Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, which happens to function under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So it reviews whether the particular GM crop is not a threat to the biodiversity, because it is seen whenever a GM crop is introduced, lot of local varieties or traditional varieties, they are not able to match the output or the yield, or in a way the farmer gets acclimatized to the higher returns that particular crop is doing. So in a way that local species get lost, because no seed is produced eventually, the pesticide fertilizer industry also takes a hit back. So in a way, this is what happened in case of brinjal as well. There were almost 60 varieties of brinjal which could have been jeopardized if BT brinjal would have been given a go ahead. So this is where GEAC comes into the picture. Once the crop is approved by GEAC, the Agriculture Ministry, after reviewing the health and other things, gives it the go ahead for commercial planting. So in case of cotton, this approval was given. Even in BT brinjal, GEAC gave a green nod, and in case of mustard as well, the GEAC has given its green nod. But yet the final decision is subject to the Supreme Court judgment on the matter. So the current order will cover 24 food crops. There is a long list. There is apple, right from wheat. There is eggplant. There is soya bean. So there are lot of crops. You don't have to memorize all of them. And the larger context is that currently whether the crop is genetically modified or is having some roots of origin, both the themes have been covered. But and because lot of environment groups were protesting that it's not appropriate to import such crops because the person doesn't know whether it is carrying a foreign gene or it is being genetically modified. To so accommodate those repercussions, this order has been passed. But in practical sense, it's not likely to have any major impact because already such crops which were being imported, for example, Washington apple, they are not genetically modified at first stage itself. So it is just that they have just made it clear that we are not interested in any crop whatsoever. They will have to give that certification, and already among these 24 crops, more or less all of them are GM free. Yes, there could be minor implication for wheat or rice or the soya one which is already put in oil form. So that's the genetically modified thing. This notification is covering seeds and product, it's not covering the oil one. So technically this is not going to have a major impact until the fresh guidelines are framed. But you have to understand it shows the inclination of the wind that the GM journey is going to be a turbulent one in coming times ahead, because this shows that we are still not comfortable with accepting GM crop. Even though in 2019 there were GM satyagrahas by farmer unions in Maharashtra, Haryana, they acquired the seeds which are not allowed to be cultivated from Bangladesh illegally in a way of protest. But since then the movement has died down and there are minor protests going on. So overall, let's see how the future of GM unfolds in India. For the time being, it looks grim, or you could say gloomy picture or a difficult road ahead. But once any GM food crops get approved, it is likely to open Pandora box of lot of other GM food crops as well, because almost there are around 50 plus GM food crops which are awaiting approval from GEAC. So I hope this session was useful. I am not going too deep into the benefits and the harmful effects of GM crop, because that is what we cover in our class lecture: high yielding, pest resistance, better for environment, economic crops, better nutritional quality. These are some of the major pros. In cons, there could be risk of pesticide resistant insects emerging, health concerns, allergy is the dominant one, then the risk of cross contamination of food crops with the foreign genes, or there could be monopolization of world food market, ethical and religious concerns, because any food item containing a gene from an animal source, even if it is a bacteria, it could be flare up any major ethical controversy as well. So since the field trials and the authorities which are in picture, they are not at times the doubts are caused that there is no independent mechanism, they are overall functioning under union government, they are not autonomous. So there are apprehension that the trials might not have been as transparent as they seem on paper. Okay, so this was just a broad brush, otherwise it's a full-fledged theme which we cover in our class. So thank you very much. Keep following such developments. They can be useful in one way or other in your examination. We'll be back soon with another theme. Stay tuned.